think that the real danger of the fear of man is that written into the very fabric of our existence, no matter who you are, there's an inexorable truth that whatever you live on, you will die on. So if you live on the affirmation of others, you will die when you don't get it. And what this reveals is that the ultimate problem with humanity, it's not racism, it's not xenophobia, it's not Donald Trump. The ultimate problem with humanity is disordered love. Disordered love. That there are certain things in our lives that we love at number 1 and 2, but we should really love them at number 5 and 6. And there are things in our lives that we love at number 8 and 10 that we should really love at 3 and 4. The fear of man is an overrating of people in your life and an underrating of God. It's disordered love. You know, Jesus says that the fear of man is actually a hallmark trait of the Pharisees, that they loved the praise of men more than the praise of God. And this is why they couldn't see him as the Messiah. So the question for us, Bridgetown Church tonight, is how do we move from the fear of man and into freedom? How do we actually do that? I think the solution is actually really simple. It's surrender. Amen. Surrender to get freedom. You know, someday somebody's going to join you, and that's going to be a beautiful thing when this church is just amen and left and right. One day. You and me, Carol. Surrender. It's actually not that complicated. You know, the entire situation that Saul found himself in would have been solved by a surrendered heart. You know, check this out. It says this in Proverbs 19, the fear of the Lord leads to life. Then one rests content, untouched by trouble. So you're like, man, I look at my life, I'm not content, I'm always being touched by trouble. How do I get out of this? The fear of the Lord leads you to life. Interesting. I have another slide. It says this in Proverbs 9, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You look at your life, you're like, I don't live well. I have no wisdom. How do I get it? The fear of the Lord. It says this in Deuteronomy 6, the Lord commanded us to obey all these decrees and to fear the Lord our God so that we might always prosper and be kept alive, as is the case today. What is the fear of God? I've been puzzled by this. You've probably heard a pastor or a theologian him and haw about the fear of God. It's not, you're not afraid of God. You just revere God and you just, you really respect him. You're like, hey, he created everything. He's a pretty good guy. So you got to respect him. Is it that? Or is it no, hey, God could kill you in this moment right now. You need to be afraid. What is the fear of God? You guys got to write this down. The fear of God, it means that you are supremely concerned with what God is supremely concerned with. You're supremely concerned with what God is supremely concerned with, so much so, you're willing to sacrifice your dreams, your choice, your wealth, whatever you value in order to place more value on what he values. That's the fear of God.